Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is the updated review of the LeEco X55, the 4K TV you guys seen 6 months ago. This is kind of a follow-up. I've been asked about several people to give a little bit of follow-up, especially considering the latest events of LeEco kind of departing from the US market or significantly sizing down. You probably have noticed a lot of their products are significantly discounted. The phones, which right now are the greatest time to buy a LeEco phone. If you have the money, you can grab the Le Pro 3 for around $230, which is an amazing deal. I'm gonna have an upcoming video on that phone very soon. But back to the TV. Walmart currently has that TV, the 55-inch, the one that I'm having, for $350. And for this price, I think it's an absolute killer deal. And I think and anybody that has any doubts, just go out and buy it. You know, this is just an amazing price. For that kind of money, you can never find a 4K 55-inch HDR enabled TV. As you can see, especially on Netflix, on HDR, the shows that are supporting Ultra HD 4K and the shows that are supporting HDR, they're going to show right there next to the title. This is one of the examples. As you can see in the corner over there, you can see HDR. So initially at release, they had some issues with the HDR, with several updates, which, by the way, LeEco are continuing to push updates for the TV. And after several updates, this issue is addressed. The HDR is handled a lot better now. Content looks great. Unfortunately, I cannot play a lot for you guys, obviously, because of the copyright infringement. So maybe just a few seconds to kind of see if it's going to display. But let's see. So if I go to settings, right here on the picture, you're going to see right away HDR mode is enabled. So HDR is functioning, no problem. And you can do a lot of other settings here, but like I said, I'm not going to play with that right now. Let me go back. So the HDR issue addressed. There was another issue that the phone, obviously not the phone, the TV had before, which I've mentioned in my previous initial review. That was the sound. When you turn on the TV, it was not accurately outputting through the optical out. As you can see, I have a sound bar, and I'm outputting the sound from the TV through the optical out. Initially, we had problems where you had to restart the TV or do some trickery, like leave before the turn off the TV. You had to leave it on one of the external sources, like the Roku in my case. That kind of solved it, you know, tricked it to work. But now with the latest update, or one of the previous updates, I'm not sure which one of them, but there's, you know, this is the latest stable version, as you can see right there, 0420. No problem whatsoever. You turn it off, you turn it on, no matter what source you have selected before, the audio is output correctly. What else is worth mentioning? Now DirecTV has an app for Android TV, and it's available for, of course, for the LeEco TVs, which if you're a subscriber of DirecTV now, great, you know, you're going to be able to watch it with no problem. I personally used it for 3 months after the initial promotion was expired. After 3 months, I canceled it. I was not pleased at the time. There was no app. It was a lot buggy, so obviously I went back to Sling TV, which works great in my opinion, but you know, everybody has their own preference. Plus, the price on Sling TV is a lot cheaper, $25 versus, you know, $35 and above for pretty much all the rest of the cord cutting streaming services out there. What else is worth mentioning here? Everything else works with no problem. As you can see, I have SPMC, Kodi, Plex, Pluto TV. All these are working with no problem. Games are also working with no problem. I'm using my controller, my LeEco controller that I've reviewed for you guys before. Works great. A little bit of interface changes here now for the inputs. We have a little bit of a better kind of graphics on the different inputs. And one thing from the remote, if we press the button right here, now we have a direct jump to one of our other inputs. As you can see, I can jump directly on my Roku. And by the way, the Roku now, this Roku Premiere Plus I have has HDR and 4K as well. So accurately outputs the HDR, the TV accepts it, recognizes the HDR content, and displays as an HDR. So that's another great thing. I don't know what else I can say about this TV. I mean, I'm pretty pleased for the price I paid before Christmas, $500. That was a great price, but now that it's $350, it's even a better deal. So if you guys want to buy a TV that is fairly good quality on a crazy low price, that's your only choice. Basically, you're not gonna find anything cheaper than that. You're not gonna find anything cheaper than $500. All the upscale brands a lot more expensive. Local plays great off the USB. I tried it on the USB 3 and USB 2.0, no problem whatsoever. The speed over LAN is okay. Over Wi-Fi, I haven't really tested because my router sits right behind it, so I have it plugged directly with a cable. Sometimes I see some delays on 4K content, really high bitrate 4K content, like on YouTube and stuff like that. Sometimes buffers. But again, it's not a big deal. I think for the price, again, you can live with some of those issues, you know, quote unquote issues, because they're not really big issues in my mind. What else can I mention? I mean, yeah, there's really no other issues I can mention from before. All the apps are functioning correctly, and like I said, LeEco are promising to continue push more updates as well. You know, very soon we're probably going to have a new one. I seriously doubt that we're going to receive Android 7 on the TV, considering, you know, the current state of the company. But still, if you buy that TV right now, you're going to have at least 1 year of warranty, which by law the company is obliged to obey. So you should not worry about it. But for me, 6 months later, the TV is still okay. It's still functioning correctly. It's not you know, and it's not failing. It's not rebooting itself. It's not overheating. You know, I had some initial concerns that with, you know, running an OS and running a significant hardware in the background, I might have some of those issues. But you know, in my experience, and I use that TV daily, I haven't seen any problems. The built-in sound is okay. Like I said, I always prefer to have an external sound, so I have my Vizio soundbar, which sounds way a lot better than the built-in Harman Kardon speakers, so I've never used those. If you really need or want a good sound, just buy a fairly good quality soundbar. The Vizio soundbars are great, or you know, use a AV receiver outside with multiple speakers, and you're gonna be good to go. So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, hit the thumbs up. You know, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Join the channel. Join the discussion. Subscribe if you're new. Ask me more questions. You know, right now this is what I can think of. I think all the issues, minor issues and problems were addressed with updates. I think whatever bugs are still outstanding, they still gonna address them very soon. But in my mind, I really don't see any other problems outstanding with the TV. So yeah, go out and buy it. $350 is really nothing for this 55-inch 4K HDR TV. So yeah, that's about it. You guys, as always, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Worth mentioning that after the latest update, this is the latest Android security patch from March 1st, 2017, so fairly new. So again, hopefully they're gonna have more releases soon, and we're gonna have better updates as well. That's it. Bye.